Hey guys, I'm just going to do this. There's so much information coming out about Iraq that it's hard to summarize. So look, at the end of this, I'll put the link to my morning live stream where the timestamps are up, but back it up to about 50 minutes because that is when I started doing the timestamps, and then I heard this as I was doing other things. I was trying to get the timestamps ready. So breaking news was they're showing the old $1 dinar notes, saying that there's going to be a change soon. So that was breaking news this morning. If you want the direct quote, it was Jack in the chat, and he's very, very helpful. And evidently the colonel's on his way back from the funeral. So we prayed, and it's just, that's what's going on. I also have pulled up the latest email from T.A. Perez. I'm still trying to see if maybe he can be on our Zoom as our guest, but I haven't gotten that clarified. He also wanted to know the name of the global exchange company, because what he sent me is in line with what Jack revealed, that the CBI went around Forex and they hired a global exchange company, and the name of the company is Global Odema Hizmet Larry, and they have correspondent banks in the US and Europe. And so accordingly, they're going to be using JP Morgan Chase and Citibank here in the US. So it may change our plans a little bit, but it's nothing that we can't handle, because my 3 steps, you can change the names of the banks. The procedures are the same. So guys, there's no big deal. If you stick with me, please subscribe, tap the bell, because we bring you the latest news out of Iraq that nobody else has, and it always comes out faster out of Iraq. So a little bit more about what came out this morning, just in case you want to go look at that. Where is that? We spent a good day with the horses. I haven't gotten back to a lot of emails this afternoon. Let's see. They're doing so much and continuing to build security and stability. They did several things that we're talking about. The inaugurating the cyber divisions. I mean, this is all, guys, all about going. And then they inaugurated the Unified Emergency Number Protocol for 911 and 54 stations across Iraq. Guys, they're becoming a first world country, and they will have a value of a first world country's currency soon. Also, let's see, they made progress in the Gaza peace talks. We needed that. It said the national mobile phone license is the process of completion. They are offering really discounted rates to companies that want to get mobile phones. They're also encouraging everybody to switch from Wi-Fi to fiber optics. Why? Because their new system, that's what is the stabilization factor. And that's what it was. Al-Sudani inaugurated a cybersecurity center in Iraq. It was just amazing how far along they are technically compared to most countries. And again, I think Iraq is the test market for all this stuff. And then it said that 2025 will be a significant year for industry in Iraq. They're separating their revenues from they're creating non-oil revenues by supporting industry through loans and all sorts of incentives for companies to come here and to go to Iraq, and then keep 50% of their workforce in Iraq as Iraqi citizens. So guys, they're just doing everything in line with the citizenry in mind. And then Saudi Arabia, there was an article, Iraq discusses with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia the solar power plant project. So guys, it just keeps getting better in Iraq, and the news coming out from our intel sources is really hot and heavy. And I'm looking here, more meetings are coming up. He sent me tonight the Kurdistan regional president to visit Baghdad next week. Iraqi forces eliminate senior ISIS leader, 6 militants in Kirkuk. Sources, what is behind Al-Sudani meeting in Baghdad and Tehran? Al-Sudani meeting, PMF won't be disbanded, and details from Baghdad meeting. All these articles, guys, are in detail and they don't fit a summary, but I can at least give you the titles. The good old USA, Iraq's oil exports to the U.S. exceed $5 billion in 2024. The exchange rates receive a downward trend in Baghdad and Erbil. Iraq initiates integration of armed factions, information security forces. They are beefing up their security forces. And what he said at 3 o'clock is this is how they will deal with the private military units over here and eliminating the Iranian units that are operating here under false pretenses. It's ingenious. So guys, they're ramping up their military strategy and we're very proud of everything they're doing. I'm looking for my glasses now because it's later. I'm tired. I will try to get back to your emails at some point. And then what is everybody else saying? It depends on what you believe, right? So if I go to these other people, I will do the T.A. Perez at the end, Mr. T. Sorry, I shouldn't have said his name. But everybody's like waiting for this to happen. Mark Z, who's one of the best intel people we know, I'll go to him. He says, a friend says it could go on the 20th, and that would be a 3-day weekend. Mark Z said, I was told a 3-day weekend is the easiest. I do have some bond contacts now saying their funds won't release until the 21st after the inauguration. It says the banking side still believes it's earlier. There are still a number of banks expecting and being prepped for a rate between now and Saturday. So there's a variety of time slots there, right? It says, I hope that happens. Groups have been silent for the last day or so. I believe it's very close, and the yo-yo news means they are still doing their best to cloud the timing. I agree with you, Mark. That's what we're just trying to piece it together, because they're not going to come right out and say they're doing it. They're going to keep it under wraps. What we do know is they're doing the preparations right now to make it happen. It seems inevitable. It's just a matter of when. Pompey Peter is a different perspective. He says they won't carry on until they have something out on Forex, which is the opposite of what we've been hearing. So everybody's got a different perspective, guys. There's a lot of mass confusion right before the end. We've always known that would happen. He says they've got to show a rate on the Forex at some point. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they could go around Forex legally? They did pass some laws on December 20th, according to our contacts on the ground. Frank 26 says, soon I will be receiving, God willing, thousands and thousands of locations where you'll be able to exchange. Not the ones where you call the U.S. Treasury, where they tell you all the banks in America where you can change. Not that one. The one where the Central Bank of Iraq, I think Frank's on the side of our intel sources on the ground. The ones where the CBI, but this new system, not being done. These transfers are linked to the, I don't know what just happened. It must have flipped on me. These transfers are linked to international banks. No more being done by auctions of the CBI, but by this new system in our banks. No more being done. It's just the new system. It's fantastic because these are the preparations. We are linked to the world now. This thing flipped on me in the middle of me reading it, and I lost my place. I hate when that happens. So... okay, yeah, it really flipped on me. Oh, Lord help me. I'm tired. So it says, I'm doing the 24K in this bottle here because it's brain-enhancing stuff. It says the one where CBI is releasing thousands of banks all across the world. Those banks are going to collect the 30 notes from us. Michigan and California, the #1 states. He's talking about the CBA using a different global exchange company. What do you think? Comment down below. You can think whatever you want. Nobody knows. It would be interesting if you want to take bets on it, but I don't bet. I'm not a gambler. And let's see what Militiaman said, because he's another one of the top 2 intel providers. It says, Al-Sudani in Tehran, a new alliance to confront terrorism and the challenges of the post-fall of Syria. Iraq as a mediator in the region is going to go a long way to keeping stability. There have been meetings with the new USA administration by phone at the highest level and an unannounced delegation from the same prior to his Sudani's visit. He is home now. I imagine things went well for all included. Like it or not, Iran is a very large trading partner. There has to be a very strong agreement by all parties, public and private. Iraq is taking her place again in the region. She has always been in that position as a mediator. Now, for my Miracle Manifestation members, I'm going to try to get Mr. T on. But the latest I got from him was January 2nd around midnight, just after midnight. He's the one now, for those of you who don't know, Mr. T is somebody who took advantage of the revaluation of the Kuwaiti dinar, and he also took great advantage when the Swiss franc was depegged from the euro dollar and made like $700,000 in 3 minutes. He knows what he's doing. He continues to be a Forex, I think, trader, but I'd love to interview him for my Miracle Manifestation Zoom, so pray that that happens. He said some urgent news to share with you tonight. He got an alert from a former armor buddy that's in Iraq. It was a news release that was broadcasted just before midnight on New Year's Day, January 1st, for the 22nd release. He sent the article. He said he informed that a television announcement came out on New Year's Day informing the Iraqi citizens that effective January 2nd, the CBI will be effectuating a plan to collect the 30 notes. Please be mindful that America now possesses many of the remaining 30 notes. But here's the thing. The rate will not appear on Forex or the United Nations exchange sheet. Nor will the IQD be available for exchange at Wells Fargo banks because none of these entities are among CBI's list of corresponding banks. From the official sources, only 3 legacy banks in the United States are listed. That would be the Federal Reserve, Citibank, and JP Morgan Chase. So see, here again, Mr. T is in line with what we're hearing. So that's confirmation from 2 different sources and more if you consider where my sources are coming from, which is directly on the ground. It doesn't matter, though, because that means we're going to have a place in America to go to exchange, okay? He also talked about, so he's basically just combining and, yep, so he just, yes, he said he'd be honored to be on a Zoom with me, but he knows some people are territorial, so he doesn't want to step on anybody's toes. But I already talked to everybody. My sources in Iraq cannot be on that. They're prevented from doing that. So pray that I can line up Mr. T for the 15th. So if you want to be on that, just become a Miracle Manifestation. You have to join my channel at the highest level right now, which is Miracle Manifestation member. And that is where we do the bi-monthly Zooms, the 15th and the 30th of every month. So you get me for a full hour and a guest. Usually I don't have guests, but every once in a while when it comes like this, when you've got somebody that's been in this before, he's got invaluable information, and it would be great to get his take and an interview on a Zoom. So look forward to that. I'm excited about that. So, and if you want my 3 steps to a safe exchange where you cannot have to follow what the world strategies are, you want God's kingdom strategies, you can always look at the pinned comment down below. There's so much going on, guys. I'm glad I got through this. Let me know. Give me an encouraging note down below if you like what I'm doing here, because sometimes, you know, when you're in the weeds, you just don't know how you're doing, right? So I could use some encouragement. And again, I would like to pray that Mr. T decides to join us, right? And again, prayers to please join me in praying for the family of our fallen soldier who is one of our team members out of Iraq, who used to get in our chat like Jack does now. And we're just so saddened that he lost his life in a skirmish in Iraq. And he's now been transported. His family has the body, and the team is coming back today. I pray they landed safely. I've been praying for their plane all day. Continue to join me in prayer for their safe return, because 7 people, a colonel and 6 other soldiers, accompanied the body home and back. So that's a lot of flying for them. So please continue to pray for the team there. Jack was doing double duty. So again, we thank Jack for all his help on our live chats. And I'll be live tomorrow morning at 9. If you want to join us to answer any questions, that's Friday. Then Saturday, we might have a special day, depending on what happens. I could do as many as 3 live streams on Saturday, but it is a Sabbath. So I don't know. I haven't sought God about that, but that's what I usually do when my husband's busy. So I love you all. Please comment down below. Give me an encouragement. Just give me an encouraging comment. I'm doing my best here. And I'll get back to your emails sometime between 24 and 48 hours. I did catch up today before we left for the horses, but I've been out, hanging out, buying stuff for the new puppy. We're excited. I hope you're excited about something. What are you having for dinner? We're having burgers on the grill with a really nice bun, juicy tomato, red onion, cheese. What are you having? I'll talk to you later. See you tomorrow. Bye.